Welcome to Module 19. Boy, we're getting there. And it's almost spring break. So hang in just a little bit longer. So artificial intelligence. I really enjoyed reading through the things that you all wrote and the comments that you made. I didn't chime in much. Mainly I wanted you guys to really think and discuss and see how it all felt, because really I'm not sure of any of the answers either. Most of you seem mainly concerned with the bias issue. And that's really a tricky one, because who's right? You know, is anybody right? I mean, there was a point in time when, well, several of you talked about putting filters on, like the Tay chatbot, and how that all worked, and how there should be filters. And depending on the audience intended, yeah, I guess that makes sense, but isn't there a fine line between what's acceptable and what isn't? And then there's the whole free speech thing. And I mean, it seems pretty clear to me, and I'm sure it seems pretty clear to you, but it's probably not as clear to everybody. And that's the big challenge of it. And your generation's going to have to figure it out. So big, huge topic. I'm so glad you all seemed really engaged in this, and it was very interesting to see how that all progressed, and it looked like everybody really had some interesting thoughts. So hang on to them, talk to people, talk to friends, talk to family about it, and someday, because I truly in my heart believe that it's going to help mankind. Not that there aren't going to be blips, there are, but I believe that it's going to make us all better humans, which is what the intention is. So. And Metaverse was really just for fun. The couple of ones I took a look at, I didn't see too many yet, looked fun, and I hope you enjoyed that, because that was kind of not that it's the end of our fun, but that was the last kind of frivolous fun thing we were doing, because at this point we're going to move into Python. But let me talk about the beginning of Module 19 first. This being spring, as it almost is, every spring we have to start thinking about what's next. And for you guys, if you're sophomores, you still have 2 more years of SEM. If you are seniors, well, you're going to be off and gone to college, and you've got your whole list of things to do. But in this module, I've listed a whole bunch of things for you to consider for further study in computer science. Now, I realize that some of you took this course just to see what it was about and kind of try it on for size, and this may be the end of your computer science study, and that's okay. Hopefully you got out of it what you expected and wanted, and you have my blessings, and it never is a waste, especially to learn about computer science, because no matter what field you go into, you're always going to be in a better shape because you know more about computer science, which I guess is true for most things. So that's wonderful. But still, you still need to go through these pages anyway. So on each of the pages, I started with courses for junior and senior years here at SEM. Primarily, this was generally speaking a sophomore level course, but I know some of you are older than that, so it may not apply. So at the bottom, you can just say doesn't apply. You know, that's fine. Just so I know you looked at the page. And then there's a page on summer opportunities. I haven't really vetted them all, but they're interesting links, and so take a look at them and see if anything, you know, kind of pops up. In last year, most of them were virtual. I think this year some of them will also be on site again. I do know that and for a bunch of them there are scholarships available, so don't let the tuition price, if there is one, give you sticker shock. If you're interested in something, come see me, and I can help you and find out if there's scholarships. So keep that in mind. And then the next page is just general online learning. There's so much online, and there's things being added all the time about teaching computer science, because it's so important and it's such an impactful field. You can teach yourself anything you want if you have the knowledge and the drive to look at it online. So these are just some links to also online things. And then the last page is a list of colleges that have decent computer science programs. Miss Leslie gave me that list. So once again, you may or may not apply to you, but please, for each page, take a look at the page and a couple of the links, and then make sure you scroll to the bottom of each page, because I just asked you a question to kind of just check in and make sure everything seemed okay, and that you were looking and paying attention. So that's how I know. So that's those pages. And then we get into Python. Python is a real programming language that real programmers use. Some of you have already started or studied Python before, and that's great. But we're going back to Grok. So you'll log into Grok again, just with the same password, username and password, and you will see that you were assigned 2 more courses. One of them is the actual course. The other one is called, I think it's called Code Gym 1A, and that's just kind of like practice problems. So go through the actual Python lesson first, and then do the code exercises that are on there. The instructions on each page walk you through with what you need to do. So it starts out pretty easy, and that's great. It will get more challenging as we go through these Python lessons. So hopefully this will be kind of an easy week for you leading into spring break. And if you have any questions, you know where I am.